In section 5.5, we're going to be factoring trinomials. The first thing we always do in all factoring problems is check for a greatest common factor. There is no greatest common factor in our first problem, so the next method, when it is a trinomial, we're going to use something called rooftop. Now there's a known coefficient of a 1 here, so I say 1, what multiplies, 1 times 20 is 20. We're looking for what multiplies to give me 20, but when I add them together, I get a 9. So first of all, let's just talk about 20. 1 times 20, factors of 20. 1 times 20 is 20, 2 times 10 is 20, 4 times 5 is 20. I'm looking for the ones that when I add these together I get a 9, so that's going to give me these factors. So first of all, I find my factors. My next step is I take this coefficient, which is a 1, and then I split my variables. So I put a 1x and a 1x, and then I'm going to put it over one of my factors, which is 4, and I'm going to put it over another factor, which is 5, and I simplify the fraction. Well, 1/4 doesn't simplify, so I just get 1x, which is just x plus 4, and then right here 1/5 doesn't simplify, so I just get 1x plus 5, which is just x plus 5. So when I factor this using rooftop, these are my factors. In problem number 2, I want to make sure I don't have any kind of greatest common factor. There is no GCF, so next I'm going to try rooftop and say what multiplies to give me, since there's a known 1 there, negative 54, but when I add them, I'm going to get a positive 3. So first of all, let's just do factors of 54. I have 2 times 27 is 54. And then I have 3 times 18 is 54, and I have 6 times 9 is 54. Those are just some factors. I can stop right there. I want to look at the factors that can possibly add and give me a 3. Well, that's going to be here. I need it to be a positive 3. So when one needs to be negative and one needs to be positive, so considering that, I need to check. When I multiply these, do I get negative 54? Yes. And when I add these two together, do I get positive 3? Yes. Once you find your factors, you take this coefficient, 1, and you split the variables. So you get 1x, 1x. I'm going to put it 1 time over my first factor, which is negative 6. I'm going to put it 1 time over my next factor, which is 9. Simplify. Nothing simplifies, so I get x minus 6. And nothing simplifies in this fraction, so I get x plus 9. These are factored. This is going to be my solution as a factored form. My next example, the first thing I always look for is a GCF. Well, this has a y squared, this has a y squared, and this has a y squared. So my greatest common factor is a y squared, and I need to take it out. If I factor it out, I'm left with x squared in the first term. If I take y squared out, I'm left with 4x here, and I'm left with plus 3. So this part's my GCF. Now I need to check this trinomial and see if I can do rooftop to it. So I want to see what multiplies to give me a 3. Well, the only factors that give me 3 is 3 and 1. 3 and 1 over here. So if I have the and when I add them together, I do get 4. So I'm going to take my coefficient, which is 1x, and I put it over 3, and then I put 1x over 1, and I simplify. This just stays x plus 3. This is just going to give me x plus 1. And I can't forget to drop down my y squared. So my solution is just going to be y squared times the binomial x plus 3 times x plus 1. My next example, there is no GCF. I look, there's no greatest common factor, so I'm going to try rooftop. What multiplies to give me 3 times 4 is 12. But when I add them, I want to get an 8. So I have 1 times 12, 2 times 6, and 3 times 4. Which ones are going to give me 8 when I add them together? That's going to be these factors. Once you've figured your factors, then you take this coefficient, which is a 3. You split the variable, so I'd say 3x and 3x. Now one time I'm going to put it over 2, and the next time I'm going to put it over this factor, which is 6. Now we have to simplify. 3 halves does not simplify, so I get 3x plus 2. Over here, this can factor 3 out of each one of these. When you simplify that, you're going to get 1x, which is just x, plus 2. So you're going to get x plus 2. And this is factored form. One way to check if you factored this correctly is to FOIL this out, and if you FOIL it out and you get your original polynomial, you know you are correct.